Hello, my name is Prince Yemi Kasali. Manual trading is simple. Manual trading is when you're setting your trades by yourself, and what you should be looking onto is the volatility. And you should also be checking the chart, the monthly chart or the weekly chart, in order to know which coin you should go for. Probably on my own account, I would love all these cheat coins. Cheat coins are coins that are very, very funny. Coins that are not stable, and I always go and look for them when they are still very, very nothing. The reason is simple. Number one is they are not having much value. For example, if I want to buy Bitcoin now, I'll buy a Bitcoin worth of $10. That will give me 0.00 something something in terms of the quantity. But if I want to buy this one with $10 right now, that's going to give me about 0.3 in quantity. What I'm trying to say is people don't buy quantity, they buy with money. They buy money. It is the money they have that will determine what they are buying. So if they now put money on these at the long run, there will be a serious boom run whereby everyone will be happy, because the money being put on this particular coin will just make the coin to skyrocket as much as possible. If you look at this, one of the things I watch in monthly chart is simple. When last did this coin do well? It's a long time it did well, so that means the coin is probably going to do well anytime soon. And when they do well, they always pump. They are always crazily pumping. So that's why I love this. For example, this was the time it went up. So despite the fact that it goes up very high, the next month it went down also just a little bit below where it started on the previous month. Then it went down. Now since then it is very down. You can see 1 2 3 4 5 6, very, very down. So anytime this coin will rise, and when it rises, it always pump, so it will always go up high. But the only thing is, make sure when it is pumping, make sure you get out of that coin as fast as possible, because they are shit coins. A lot of people just deposited money in it, make it go up, and before you know it, they will withdraw their money and it will go very down. So be careful. Then when you're doing manual trading, you're looking into a lot of things, especially two things. You're looking into average cost price. You're looking into sub-bin mode real-time settlement. So it now depends, which one are you trading? Which one do you want to focus your trade on? You can do the two, but there's always a focus on one. There's always an attack on one. So let's talk about them. When it comes to average cost price, it happens on the first 4 calls. That means you do your first buy, that is one. Then when the system buys for you, the first, the second, the third, the fourth. So it will add everything together, give you a new average cost price. That means give you the new average price for those 5 buys. Then now put your profit on it. That means add the 5 together, divide by 5. So whatever you get, then the system says you have set the system to take profit at 1%. So when it gets to 1% of the average cost price, it gives you your profit. So that's that. So majorly, if you're doing manual trading, you might decide to focus on the average cost price. That means you might put more concentration on the first 4 call buys. Then every other one, just put something in case that one is just in case. You understand? So you're not really looking into the deep. You're not really looking into deep. You're not really looking into the percentage before buying. So you're just like, oh, I'm just doing that in case something goes very wrong. This particular system is to make sure you attack a coin as fast as possible before it goes into the deep. So then we have sub-bin mode real-time settlement. This buys and sells separately. Anytime after the 5th call buy, it will be buying separately, sell separately. So when he buys a new one in the deep, It sells it when there is percentage for it. It does not wait for the first one that buys, as in the first buy, to materialize. It just do the buying and the selling in the dip. So there's an example. Anything from fifth call to the 7th to the 28th to the 30th to the 100 and whatever coin call, you can set it on a submin mode real-time settlement. That means it can be buying and selling those coins separately. So formulating your own strategy, number one, you want to know if you're focusing on the average cost price, or if you're focusing on the subin mode real-time settlement, or if you're focusing on the two above, that means the average cost price and the subin mode real-time settlement, or if you're looking into one shot and subin mode real-time settlement. Let me just explain what I mean. If you're focusing on average cost price, that means you'll be using Metigay system majorly. That means you always buy times 2 of what you have already. You have one, your first buy is $10, so the second buy will be 2, which is $20, and you are having $30 as a whole. Now you'll be buying $40. You are having, so you buy $8, you buy $16. That means you are buying times 2 of the first buy. That is 2 times 10, 4 times 10, 8 times 10, 16 times 10. Then you check this, the percentage dip. You want to do it maybe 10%, 20%, thereabout. Or the reason behind this is just to make sure your coin don't really go out to the dip. You want to attack it before it goes to the dip, so that it gives you a profit on time. So another way to tackle this is this. The other one will cost you a lot, because this is 20, 40, 80, 160. So this is 200, this is 300 US dollars to make sure this comes to an existence. But if you don't have that kind of money, this is a system you can use. You can just decide to do the first call at $10, second call $10, third call $10. Then you now treat everything at the fourth call. That means the fourth call, we have first buy 10 plus 10, that's 20, 30, 40. So you just now decide if you want to buy 40, or you want to buy 80, or you want to buy 160, just to make sure the price, as in the system, does not go down too much, so as to get your profit. Then we have the subin mode real-time settlement. Here, you don't care if it goes down or not. You are even interested in it going down. So you're not treating it at the top. You want to take advantage of every step it takes below. So for every step it's taking below, you're buying $13, $13, $13, and you want to take care of at least minimum of 50% dip. That's the minimum you're thinking of taking care of. And apart from that, the percentage dip, you want to set it such a way that it is very close. Most especially, you can set it to 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 buy, 1 buy, 1 buy, and so on. Or depending on what you have, your money, this one is 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. You can decide to make it 2, 3, depends on you. And your pause is the major thing. Otherwise, 1% buy 1, 1% buy 1. That's the best strategy. So you can combine the average cost price and the subin real-time modes, real-time settlement together. Just make sure you're taking care of 50% dip, and on the first 4 call buys, you're taking advantage of this system, while on the remaining, you are taking advantage of this. So this is the second strategy. The first strategy I mentioned on that first 4 buy, where you use the Metigay strategy for the first 4 buys, and you take advantage of the remaining purchase. So what else again? One short and sub mode real-time settlement. This is what I love most. This is my kind of suggestion to everyone now. What this simply means is, you see, the disadvantage of cycle is that when there is a boom run, That means when a coin is pumping, when a coin is doing really well, it's doing 2%, 20%, doing 200%, doing 250%. The problem with cycle is your first buy is always $10. So when you are using $10 as your first buy, that means you'll be using $10 to do that boom run. That means it goes to 200%. You have to buy $10. Get maybe 2-3%, buy another $10, get 2%, buy $10. So your profit will be on $10. 2% of $10 is 20 cents. So even when you are doing that often, there will be time you will be getting $100, you'll be getting $10, $20. You know how that is. But is it as good as you having $100 on your first buy? I think no. So we look at it like, let's solve that a little bit. Let our first buy be $100. So that when there is a boom run, that means when the coin is not even buying the dip, it's just doing the buying and selling, it would have purchased $100 for you. So that means all those boom run will be on $100 instead of $10. Then after you have purchased that, you don't mind the first 4 buys. You can make it just like what we saw the other time, 0.7, 0.5, but just to take advantage of the dip, to make sure we have 100% 50% dip, we'll just say that, oh, I make it 1% dip by 0.1, 1% dip by 0.1, 1% dip by 0.1, 0.1 of $100. I think that is $10. So that's the mathematics there. Then others, immediately after the 4th buy, every other buy at 1.5% dip, buy 0.1, that means buy $10, another 1.5% dip, buy $10, and so on. So, but if you have enough fund, you can make it 1% dip by 1% dip by $10, 1% dip by $10. So that's the multiple coins versus dip. Multiple coins versus dip. On my own side, the advantage of multiple coins is you have the tendency of to take part in a boom run more than somebody who is taking care of just the dip. The reason is you're trading more coins, and that gives you how do I put it? That expands your probability of taking part in a boom run. That means one of these days, one of the coins that is on a boom run will just be part of the coins you're trading. Then the dip. The dip is a constant money. If you really take care of the dip, you'll be getting, every day will be a blessing. The only thing is it might not be huge, but it's going to be very constant. That's the advantage of the dip. But to me, I would advise that instead of you doing manual trading for the dip, as in for multiple coins, I would advise you to just link up with one of the copy traders. So that's what I think. In the exception of if you're doing multiple coins on maybe a $500 trading capital. For example, you are trading with maybe $5,000, then you do manual tradings of about 10 manual tradings. That's cool. So, but if you're just like, I have $1,000 and I want to trade more coins, then you do copy trade and budget about $150 to $160 per coin. For example, if you have $900 now, you'll be trading maybe 9 coins. That is 2, that is 6 coins. That's good. But if you're doing manual trading, it is advisable you just do maybe 2 coins with $900. So if you want to trade per coin for $300 and above, try manual trading. But if you're thinking of $150 per coin, do copy trade. So my suggestion is simple. I suggest you use one shot along with subbing mode retime settlement. The way it works is simple. Use your first buy. Use 1/4 of your capital, your trading capital, to to do the first buy. Then the dip, buy 3/4. Use the 3/4 to buy the dip, and make sure you take care of the 50% of the dip. At least 50% of the dip. Take care of 50% of the dip. So assuming you are having $350, we expect you to do first buy of $100 and use $200 to take care of the dip. Keep $50 for the excess. Then take care of 40% dip. The reason why we will be taking care of 40% dip here is because of the buys. That means if we increase it too much, there will be too much distance in between the buyings, and it will not give you more buying and selling. So that means it will limit the profit per day. So that is why I suggest 40%. But let me just go through what I speculate, how I feel you can set this. Number one, you can set the first 4 calls. That means 1 to 4 on marginal call. You set it to 1% by $10 each. Then 5 to 8%, 5 to 12%, set it to $1.5 dip by $10. The 13th to 15th calls by 2% and $10. The 16th to 19th call by 3.5% dip and by $10 each. Then on the last call, which is the 28th call, you can make it 4% and buy, what do you call it, and buy $10, or you just make it 14% and buy $10. But I feel 14% is a long way to go. We can equally just make it 4% and buy what do we call it, buy $10. So we move into the next one, which is $450 trading capital. Buy $10. The reason why I'm using $10 is for us to be able to calculate the consecutive buys, because it's going to be in decimal. 1.1% of $10 is of $100 is $10. So if you're writing it on the system, you are not putting $10 each. That means you are not putting $10 by $10, but no, you're putting 0.1%, because it's going to be 0.1 of the first buy. So assuming you put 2, that means you're doing all your calls with $200. So that's the way it works. Now you buy the first one $10, then remaining $300 for the dip. So my own speculation here is just to make sure 1 to 10 marginal call is on 1% by $10, and 11 to 28 call will be 1.5% dip by $10 each. 21 to 25% is you're going to buy is going to be 2% by $10. Then 26 to 30% is going to be like 3% by $10. So everything will be 50% dip. So let's move to the last one here. Is $550 trading capital. So here we expect you to buy $10 for the first buy. Use $400 to take care of the dip of 50% dip. Then 50% as in 50 USDT for SS. So in this particular game, we expect you to use from 1 to 38, as in 30 call buy. Just do 1%. 1% dip by $10. 1% dip by $10. Then from the 31st to 36, 1.5% by 1.5%. 1.5% by $10 each. Then the 37 to 40 by, as in level buys, buy at every 2.5%, buy $10. That's that. So for me, I would advise we do cycle and one shot. Apart from you taking care of a cycled one shot system, if you have extra money, you can just reserve it for one shot apart where you'll be following signals. But make sure your cycle takes care of the dip. Thank you very much. My name remains Prince Yemi Kasali.